Hey, guys. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I did a reading earlier and then I got knocked the heck out. I was sleeping for a while and had some really intense dreams. And then I was told I had to do an energy update for the collective. That's concerning. That's concerning. Yeah, no, I was told to do an energy update for the collective. 94% at 422. 944. Let's do this. Let's see what's going on. I'm really not sure what this reading is going to be about. It does have a little bit of an ominous feeling. I have been feeling some pretty intense energetic shifting all day. And really, when I start feeling things like this, it makes me really just want to watch makeup tutorials and just, pretend like, all right. Here's the thing, okay? I have to be serious for this reading. Let me see what's going on here. This is intense. Card number 533 and card 3. Intense progressions. Okay. I'm told to bring out a deck I've never used before. I don't even know if I've opened it. Hold on, guys. Let me just use my trusty Chinese deck. Give me 1 second. So if you guys are sensitive to energy, you've probably been also experiencing some energetic shifting. That's a good sign. Cathars. Are you guys familiar with the Cathars? Secret wisdom of the perfecti. Oh, I never even opened this fool. Okay. Let's go ahead and open it for the first time. Don't let my husband know because I just bought this deck maybe, I don't know, like a month ago. I've never even opened it. Hold on. Let's see. You guys are gonna find a cave. Hey, scoot over. Make some space for me. Okay. So here goes. Okay. All right. So the card was just slapped out of my hand. Okay. Card number 15, Big Bold Vision. In order for things to manifest, sensationalism needs to occur, okay? Meaning we as a collective whole need to become fixated on these events in order for enough manifestation energy to be generated to bring to fruition the actual events. So I've never seen this card in this way before, but if you look, it's like multiple cords are plugged into the temples, and there's a need to sever those cords, okay? There's also a need, if you look at these shackles, because that's what these are, shackles around the ears, shackles around the throat. And what's occurring right now, oh, I never saw it like that either. Okay, focus. There are cords that have been inserted into the minds of the general populace, okay? Oftentimes, another one. Oftentimes, those cords have to do with the official stories that are released about events, about all kind of stuff. It's programming, TV programming. It's called that for a reason. So there's a need to cut those cords off. Now, those cords go from the left to the right to the left. They span the entirety of your consciousness, okay? And when I looked closer, I was told to look closer. That looks like snake scales. And I'm not afraid of snakes, but they've kind of been known at this point to be the giver of false information. So that kind of goes with the feeling I'm being given. Now, the shackles on the ears and the throat, you're not allowed to hear anything that isn't first approved by the handlers, nor are you allowed to speak of anything publicly. So the big, bold vision is really being created. And I don't know, that doesn't really look like a queen bee to me. That looks more like a drone. I don't know why that comes up, but that looks like a drone. A drone is the one calling the shots. That's not good. Card number 5, Mars Force. I don't want to speak in a way that's not in alignment. Shit. All right. That's why I didn't want to look this up earlier. So Mars, war does not determine who is right, only who is left. Is that a heart? What the holy fluff? I have seen this card so many times, and this is the first time I've seen a heart. And a German Shepherd with an X-ray grill? Okay. There's a heart. All right. There's still space for love to enter. Messages from soul. Okay. Through all of this, you're still being guided. All of us are. And then I also, for some reason, this looked like a freaking German Shepherd for a second. Anyways, the Mars card suggests there's something you may have to fight for. Now, I think what's needing to be fought for is not necessarily some sort of world war that they're trying to bring to fruition. Yeah, no, that doesn't come to fruition without enough of us providing the manifestation energy to bring that to fruition. Now, I think the message here, the heart of the message here is really, you have to fight for your sovereign right to be a free thinker. You're no longer going to just be allowing yourself to receive information and just like, well, someone said, so this has to be true. No. Someone said, so now you are going to take those key terms and start researching the shit out of it. So you can either prove them wrong, because some people, that's how they function, or you can figure out if what they're telling you is truth and keep that quietly to yourself, because that's how some other people function. No matter what, the bottom line is you have to fight for your sovereign right to decide for yourself what kind of events, what kind of existence you are going to co-create. Okay? And that's why I don't watch the news no more. Just saying. Wisdom. It's time for us as a collective whole, regardless of what your religious or spiritual standing, preference, practice is. It's time we stand as a unified circle of knowledge. Jesus's work, I mean, Jesus was in a scene, okay? They're all up in the Gnosis. I'm not talking about agnostic. I'm talking about Gnosis. Gnosis. All right? I'm not just a tarot reader, huh? So with Gnosis, this is basically entering a state of knowing, okay? And I spelled that for you guys for a reason. so you can begin looking it up for yourself. So with Gnosis, you enter into a state of knowing. Knowing gives you an elevated ability and potentiality to co-create something that is further in alignment with your truth, with your well-being. So it's time for us to begin really accessing this knowing. Now, religion is not necessarily bad, but if we're going to be honest, religion is a form of control, okay? Because what's taught in religion, and I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm saying it's a form of control, but if it's the only way for you to tap in and connect with your divinity, then continue to participate. That is your sovereign right, and no one gets to tell you what to do. But understand, what's taught in religion is faith, hope. So faith is the bigger sibling, the older sibling of hope. Hope is like, I hope it works out, but it probably isn't going to, kind of just hope for the best. Faith is like, I don't have the ability to do anything about this, but I'm choosing to believe that something else is going to take care of me. They don't teach you about Gnosis. This is why Jesus was murdered. Okay, he was murdered. Let's get real here. He was executed for being a terrorist of the state. Because what he was promoting was beyond faith and hope. He was promoting Gnosis, a knowing that you can actually create the world you live in. You are co-creating the world you live in. And so that knowledge is very dangerous, because when you exist in a state of knowing, you're no longer afraid. You're taking back your power. You're existing in the totality of who and what you are, which is what Jesus was teaching the entire time. It was never about religious belief. I came across the most profound quote today. My girlfriend posts like ridiculous, profound stuff. Let me find it. Here. This is my friend Amber. The goal of Buddhism is to create Buddhas, not Buddhists. As the goal of Christianity is to create Christs, not Christians. You see that? You see that? Let that sink in. That's like mind-blowing. Like, hell yeah, sister. Hell yeah. The goal of Buddhism is to create Buddhas, not Buddhists. As the goal of Christianity is to create Christs, not Christians. And I'm not saying Buddhists and Christians are wrong or bad or should be vilified. I'm saying it's time for us to step above that glass ceiling that was placed over our consciousness. And that glass ceiling is placed there to prevent us from tapping into our actual birthright. Even shamanism teaches there's only 12 dimensions in the time-space matrix. I beg to differ. Based off of my personal knowing from memories recovered, as well as confirmation from the teachings of Kathara, 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 written by Ashiana Dean, okay, in case you want to prove me wrong. This is a 15-dimension time-space matrix we exist within. What's taught by things like shamanism is that the 12th dimension is the highest. And I mean, it's going to take you your entire life to get there. And by the time you get to the 12th dimension, you're probably on your deathbed. And then that's when you can rise to ascended master status. I beg to differ, because my system begins at 12th dimensional level of frequency. Kathara shows and explains the original template of health for your morphogenetic code. The lowest level you can go, dip down in frequency, is 12th dimensional frequency. Anything below the 12th dimension has distortions in the coding, corruptions in the code expression. So why would they cut us off at the 12th dimension? Because they don't want us to heal. They don't want us to realize self-healing, true healing, is a part of our birthright and contained within our auric field. Now, they teach us about 7 chakras. Why? The chakras correspond, they are crystal seed placeholders for all 15 dimensional levels of consciousness here in this time-space matrix. Why do they stop at 7? The crown is 7th, right? Because that's the highest. No, you have morphogenetic chakras, 7 primary existing within this density of existence, and then 8 morphogenetic. Because after the 7th is the Christ consciousness. Cut you off from learning before you even realize the next step. One more step forward, you're tapped into your Christ consciousness. You're plugged back into the Christos, tapped into knowledge. Knowledge put into action, implemented is wisdom. If Christ practiced knowledge, his mother is wisdom. Sophia is the representation of wisdom. This is some shit, you guys. 9 of Cups. Here we go. Success, advantage, well-being, abundance, good health, difficulties surmounted. You tap into that. Tap into that and what happens? I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to explain the synchronicity of this card, okay? A cup is a vessel. A vessel, its job is to receive, to hold, to contain. We just spoke about the mother of all mothers, Sophia. She is a vessel of life. Pisces Vesica is the vessel. That is the sacred yoni from which life was ejected. Now, 9 of Cups. Okay, so cups are vessels. Think of sacred yoni, okay? 9. I'll show you where the 9th chakra is. Base of your skull, back of your neck. That is the doorway to your Christ consciousness. It's through the 8th chakra, the high heart, and it goes through up the throat, back into the brain, crossing through your basal ganglia, dissecting the substantia nigra. That is a part of your basal ganglia, your brain stem, where scientists are alleging, it's not proven, are alleging, hypothesizing that your higher sensory perception is housed. All of this, I'm just, do a little Googling. Instead of Googling stalking motherfuckers who don't want you in their life, Google this shit and understand there's other better people who will love you and welcome you and invite you into their heart space. Okay, don't waste your time on people who don't want you. Now we need to really focus. What are we bringing to fruition? Are we bringing prophecy into fruition? Because there is a very real potentiality that prophecy is nothing more than a manipulated storyline that needs the participation of the masses. Mass, what's taught at mass. What they need is the participation of the masses to bring that storyline to fruition. I'm just saying, y'all don't want me serious. You want me joking around. I'm telling y'all. Someone said, well, heck, you need to be more serious. See what happens when I'm serious? People can't take it. 7 of Shields. Anxiety, indecision, self-doubt. This card is all about the successful outcome of a prolonged struggle. This is a prolonged struggle. A reset has been primed and plotted and primed and plotted and primed and plotted for so many generations. And every time they fail because they don't take into account the waves of indigo, Melchizedek cloister of the Emerald Order, those souls that come in and put a monkey wrench in their plans. So that's what's needing to happen now. I know much of the people who watch my videos are in fact of that Melchizedek lineage. Let's be real here, that this is why Michael tells me to go live all the freaking time. Because it's time for the Melchizedeks to wake the F up and be the seventh shield. You see that? Remember, the top of your head, the crown, is the seventh chakra. We are shielding the bullshit from tapping into the eighth and ninth chakras, where it gets sped up into the Christ consciousness. No, Melchizedek blocks that. We are the shields. We are the guardians. We are the Stargate keepers. So let's see. Card number 37, focus on the light. Now, there is a lot of ugly things that people will consistently just believe in because it was on the news. Okay, false flags, FF, false flag. Just because it's a false flag doesn't mean there aren't real victims, okay? Excuse me. So those who plan false flags don't give a shit about collateral damage, which is what you and I are. We are collateral damage, nothing but pieces on a game board. They don't care. So with the false flags, it creates a perpetual, not even just false flags. I'm talking about even just the news, okay? The news, the programming. It keeps you in a perpetual state of fear. What happens if you're in a perpetual state of fear? I mean, we're in chronic PTSD here, people. We are a species of PTSD, and we don't even realize this shit. So what's happening? If you're in a chronic state of fear, if you're from the time you're born up until the day you die, you are constantly being told you are not enough. You need to go to a specialist. You don't know enough. This, not enough, not enough, not enough. 81% at 444, okay? What happens? You internalize that. And then what happens? When there's a problem, you look for someone else to help you. You look for someone else to solve this. Right? That's what happens. Let's disarm everyone because there's police, there's soldiers. How about you arm yourself? You teach your family how to properly use and respect firearms so kids aren't thinking they're toys. And that way, if there's a breaking and entry that's occurring in your home, you can defend your family and then call the police to let them know I've shot someone who tried to murder my family. I mean, this is just some really intense topics, but let's be real here. We really need to take responsibility for our health. There's a reason why, especially in America, you as a citizen, okay, I'm not even talking about immigrants, I'm talking about as a citizen. Why do you not have a right to order your own diagnostic testing? Just saying. Why are you not allowed to diagnose yourself? Because they don't want you to heal. So what needs to happen now? We need to focus on the light. We need to focus on the light that's within us, that we have the ability to co-create with others through the sharing of ideas, through tolerance, through reunification and diversity, in our diversity, okay? We need to begin shifting the paradigm. If you think that the indigos are going to do all of this on their own, you are absolutely mistaken, because every single last one of us contains within our auric field, as a part of our sovereign birthright, a spark of that Christos, that Christ consciousness. So it's your job to come here and help save everyone else, just like it's everyone's job to save themselves as well as save everyone else. That's really what's going on. That's really what's going on. So now, card number 30, truth. It's not enough for you to accept what you're being told face value. You need to start searching for the truth. You absolutely need to start searching for the truth. And I'm not talking about you need to watch my videos and I'm the truth. No, I am not Jesus. I'm not making that claim of I am the truth and the light and the no. No. You get your ass on Google, whatever other Firefox, whoever you want to use, and you start finding truth for yourself. That's your job. You're obligated to provide yourself with the truth that you're seeking, no one else. Card number 33, ninth house, faith. Mind you, the number 33 is the number of ascended masters, of teachers. All right. We travel, some of us forever, to seek other states, other lives, other souls. That's beautiful. And for some of us, we travel deep within to seek the truth that we've always had, hidden under layers of programming, self-doubt, self-loathing, competition, separation. Let that soak in. Obstacles are being lifted. The ninth house in astrology is the house position for the sign Sagittarius and is ruled by the planet Jupiter, the planet of openness, luck, and expansion. This area of the traditional horoscope wheel is a house of travel, philosophy, high-mindedness, and also religion. The ninth house represents a search for meaning through established structures. Things to do with government and religion may come about whenever the ninth house is included. This is letting you know. This is letting you know. The information is being handed to you. Will you accept it? The information is at your fingertips. Will you accept it? This information that's being handed to you through the results of your searches comes from ascended masters. Will you accept it? That's up to you. That's up to you. No one gets to tell you if you will or not. You can do whatever you want with this live stream the moment it's done. All right. So the devil in reverse, release from bondage, recognition of one's needs by another person, overcoming severe handicaps. I mean, you know, what else do you expect to happen once you utilize the information at your fingertips? You're being given the information about government, about religion. I mean, that's what I just read, right? That's what I just read. I could have sworn that's what came out of my mouth. And so this is going to release you from your own mental, emotional, spiritual bondage. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. I shouldn't even be talking about this on my channel because that's dangerous. But you know what? I'm already on list, so fuck you anyways. Okay? I've had agents running out, screaming my name at the airport. The fuck you want? I'm not no. Anyways, let's see. Wisdom. Wisdom. Yeah, I'm not joking though. Going on a family trip to the Philippines. Motherfuckers ran my social, came running out. Miss Garcia, we need to talk to you. Is that right? I wish you would talk to me. Okay. It wasn't funny, dude. I was leaving the country and they stopped me. Motherfuckers, you better let me back in once I'm out. I'm just saying. But they did let me back in. Lord of Wisdom. Opposition. A selfish, arrogant, antagonistic person who blocks the way. That's crazy. Ooh, the Lord of Wisdom is an experienced and successful leader who guides the steps of the credent in all things, helping those who are in search of truth to find their way. The Lord meditates the spiritual energy of the true God directly to those who come in search of it. He invites the credent to invest as fully as possible in a spiritual treasury, promising great rewards. Loyalty to others brings you their support. Reverse, there is opposition, often in the form of someone determined to prevent your success. Hence the reason I shouldn't be talking about this shit on my channel, but Michael over here says do it anyways. Okay, Michael, there you go. There you go. So basically, your attempt to empower yourself and find this information is not going to be an easy one. You're going to come across people who will call you crazy. Yeah, crazy. I tell you, if you exist in circles where it's crazy for you to talk about this kind of stuff, what kind of circle are you in? Is that a circle of friends, or is that a social shackle? Let that sink in. Make a shirt. Let that sink in. Is that a circle of friends, or is that a social shackle? A social circle used to shackle you? I don't know. Decide that for yourself. You got to decide that for yourself. Card number 19, dream a beautiful dream. And here it is. This is what I was talking about in the very beginning. It takes all of us to create a wave of manifestation large enough to grid this entire plane of existence. It takes critical mass. Mass. There you go. Key terms. Critical mass. So once you hit critical mass, there's no stopping it. We are very fucking close to critical mass. Why do you think I go live now? We are very, very close to critical mass. This is known information. It was anticipated. This is the very reason why our food supply has been tampered with. This is the very reason the vaccination program is mandated. This is the very reason why our soil, air, and water are inundated with glyphosate for synergistic toxicity. These are key terms you guys need to be well versed in. Because if you find yourself watching my shit, resonating with me, like, why can't I get enough of this crazy ass girl who is obnoxious AF? Because you're probably Melchizedek. And you're probably part of the group that's being targeted. Now, are we victims? Psh, no. Should you be afraid? Psh, no. Should you be aware? Psh, yes. That's the whole point of this. Card number 3, Mercury, mind. Let's talk about this. Mercury and mind. Granted, this is talking about the planet Mercury and the mind and how the planet affects all of that good stuff. But did we not just talk about the vaccination program and Mercury, thimerosal? I'll just give you this little tidbit. So it's not actually the thimerosal, the mercury, because that was a big hullabaloo about, oh, vaccines are not safe. They cause autism because of thimerosal, because mercury. And then the manufacturers were like, oh, we've taken thimerosal out of the vaccination. What's really going on, 74% at 455, 74455, okay? What's really going on is synergistic toxicity. So when you pair glyphosate, which is in all of our food, when you pair glyphosate with heavy metals, and it's not the thimerosal, again, I'm telling you, it's not the thimerosal, it's the aluminum. Aluminum is a very necessary part of vaccination because it is the adjuvant. The adjuvant is what causes an immune response. You will not have an immune response as they want you to have because you're bypassing the mucous membranes, which is where the body is triggered, alerted that antibodies are needing to be produced. No, instead, they inject it into your muscle. Intramuscular injection bypasses the body's natural system. So they need to alert the body in some way, and they use the adjuvant, which is aluminum. And some people would say, well, aluminum can't get through the intestinal wall. It carries the wrong charge. It can't get through the blood-brain barrier. It's a bullshit thing. Dr. Stephanie Seneff here on YouTube has tons of beautifully articulated videos. She's a scientist who spent her life studying this. Don't listen to me. Listen to Dr. Stephanie Seneff. Synergistic toxicity. That's when the glyphosate, which is Monsanto pesticides, you ingest it and it creates a cage around the heavy metal, the aluminum, transports it, depositing it directly into your brain. And what's the most susceptible part of the brain? The pineal. And if you know anything about spirituality, I mean, the pine cone, the pineal, the pineal, you need that shit to see. You need that fully functioning. So they have fluoridated water, fluoridated everything around the mouth. Some people are like, well, you need fluoride. I beg to fucking differ, because until the Nazis utilized fluoride to subdue the freaking Jewish people in the concentration camps, fluoride was categorically labeled a toxin, a neurotoxin, waste product of the aluminum industry. Google this shit, you guys. I'm just saying. They coat your children's teeth with this. They say you need it so your teeth will be hard and your bones will be. No, the moment you ingest it, you cannot excrete it. Stored in your bones. Is stored in your body. And if you think, well, I'll just use fluoride-free toothpaste. Okay, do you have a filter on your house's water supply? Because that shit's being pumped into your house. Whenever you take a shower, whenever you take a bath, you're soaking in it. You are using transdermal application. You are pulling it in through your skin. And these are the secrets they don't want us to know. Card number 39. Just look at the pretty picture. We don't need to know any of this. You know, we don't need to know any of this, because none of this affects our trajectory as a species, our evolution. You know, we need herd immunity. Because of the efficacy of vaccines, the people who have been vaccinated should feel fear when it comes to people who aren't. Because, I mean, logically, right? You're vaccinated. You got vaccinated to make you immune. That's why they call it immunizations. But you're scared of me because I haven't been vaccinated. Makes a lot of sense. And another little thing you guys might want to Google. Measles mortality chart. Look at that picture. You'll see in that mortality chart, they're tracking on a graph the progression of measles. Immunizations are said to have eradicated measles, right? I beg to differ. It was already trending out. It was pretty much done when they went ahead and introduced to the general populace the measles vaccine. What eradicated measles, along with many other childhood diseases, is access to better nutrition and sanitation. That's what eradicated measles. Vitamin D is synthesized in our body naturally from exposure to the sun. Vitamin D deficiency, ask any legitimate doctor this, is a precursor for all disease. All disease. What have we been doing since the early 80s? What have we been programmed by fear to do? Slather on SPFs, which are known carcinogens. So you're slathering on cancer lotion to prevent yourself from getting cancer from the sun. So you've created a layer that prevents you from also synthesizing vitamin D, which then weakens your body, your immune system. So now you're just follow the breadcrumbs, you guys. Follow the breadcrumbs. Justice card. The whole system is going to go kaput. We will have justice. As a collective whole, this is the dream we are going to bring to fruition. That's just that. This is the dream we are going to bring to fruition. Justice, a restoration, balance, a return back to ways that are more in alignment with our truth and our needs. Let's see. Is that Jesus? These motherfuckers. I swear to God. Okay, let me just leave him alone. I swear that tell me that don't look like Jesus. Leave him alone. Oh my God. Okay. Four of Swords in reverse. Wise economy, prudence, harmony, foresight. There you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. There you go. So through our decision to co-create an existence that's in alignment with our needs and our wants, justice will come and balance will be restored. Mm-hmm. Wise economy, prudence, harmony, foresight. Yep. Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is nice. So for many of you who are Melchizedek, especially those who have indigo struggles, uh, quite a few of us, pretty much all of us at this point, are cycling through ascension, very, very intense ascension cycles. Many of us are being not forced, but are experiencing hermit-like existence. So listen to this. After the difficulties of the previous card, here the credent receives a respite. Following storms and upsets, he or she chooses to withdraw to live a hermit-like existence for a time. For a time. Here, it's possible to live frugally, to take stock, and to prepare to re-emerge into the world. However, there's also a sense of being banished, of having to leave old ways and enter into new. So in reverse, this card suggests that we may learn and gain strength from the sense of loss or abandonment. Advice from a doctor or spiritual advisor may be indicated. Well, I'm a spiritual advisor of sorts. Of sorts. Are there any other cards? Was that it? So that's it, guys. That's it. Let's go ahead and pull some I Ching because I'm an antagonist. I Ching cards. Give me 1 second. So, I mean, is there anything to fear? Are we needing to be like, oh my God, there's going to be a world war. There's going to be famine. There's going to be, I mean, let's be really honest with ourselves. We've been in a world war this whole time. It's nothing but nation invading nation. And if we really want to, like, you know, I know people are not, this is not going to be a popular opinion, and it's just an opinion. It's my personal opinion. There are certain nations that enter other nations under the guise of democracy, when in reality, it's an expansion of empire. Insurgents are supported quietly to destabilize the existing government, to give us an excuse, to give this nation an excuse to cross borders and offer democracy. So really, we've been in a world war since forever. And another little nice goodie for you to look up the American flag. The flag that we fly is a wartime flag. It's a flag of aggression. Look it up. We haven't flown a peacetime flag in generations. Generations. I am not against soldiers or veterans, but please don't give me that bullshit about your overseas to preserve my freedoms, because my freedoms are not overseas. My freedoms are being trampled here on domestic soil. Our Second Amendment right is at risk. So I ask you to come home and defend my freedoms here at home. I'm just saying, my freedoms are not within a poppy field in an Afghan fucking mountainside desert. It's right here on American soil. Again, I'm not against soldiers. I'm not against the vets. I'm against the fucking propaganda. All right. And yes, I fully support the Second Amendment. I will not lay down my arms. And if that means that you have to excuse yourself from my journey, I bid you farewell and nothing but well wishes. But I will not allow anyone to disarm me or my family, because tyranny is not just foreign, it's also domestic. That's what. I don't even want to get into it, guys. All right, 56. Well, we are already into it, so I don't want to get further into it. I mean, did you realize that apparently I'm Morpheus and I just offered you the red or the blue pill and shoved you down the rabbit hole? I'm just saying, in this fun. Card number 56, the Wanderer. Fire on the mountain, temporary influences. Fire burns over the surface of the mountain, destroying whatever is in its path and then moving on. Holy fucking shit! Did I not just say that my freedom is not in a poppy field on a mountainside and whoosh, God fire? Michael, this is some good shit. This is epic. So fire burns over the surface of the mountain, destroying whatever is in its path. Because let's face it, those poppy fields and the products produced within those fields are the very products that are being used to fund this bullshit. This is secret funding, okay? Secret funding to destabilize other. The long life of the mountain is not greatly changed by this. Thus, a wanderer may have an immediate effect on those he encounters, but any lasting effect will be determined by other factors. Those who remain must be stable and enduring as a mountain so that life can continue as before. We are stable and enduring. No matter how many resets have occurred, and there have been multiple. It's even written about in very popular sacred texts like the Bible. Noah's flood. That was a reset. Okay? We still endured. So there's nothing to fear except fear itself. And just as this card is saying, a wanderer may have an immediate effect on those he encounters, but any lasting effect will be determined by other factors. So all this information that you're hearing right now may have an effect in this moment, but unless you're willing to go ahead and really begin to question what it is I'm saying and learn for yourself about the things that I'm talking about and decide for yourself how you feel about accepting those tidbits of information in as part of your truth, then it doesn't really have any effect. It doesn't. I could just be some crazy girl on some live stream, which is fine with me. That's fine with me. It's not the first time I've been called crazy. But I will tell you this. The people who called me crazy about the things I was talking about 5 years ago are not, they're now talking about, oh my God, this truther just said blah, blah. Yeah, motherfucker, you called me crazy when I told you about that shit 5 years ago. And I'm not saying this out of ego. I'm saying now I understand. I don't need you to agree with me. I don't need you to be with me right there in that moment of understanding. Because when you're ready, you'll find this truth again yourself. It's only my job to plant the seed and love you enough to give you the freedom to choose to water it or not. But no matter what, you will evolve. You won't stay in that same place of consciousness your entire life. You will evolve. It's not my place to be the one to evolve you. I'm just Johnny Appleseed flinging seeds everywhere. That's all it is. I mean, we don't have apple trees everywhere, right? Nope, no, we don't. Card number 55. Abundance. Lightning and thunder, a brief period of success. Lightning and thunder are fleeting phenomena, sometimes occurring faster than we can fully perceive them. So too does success sometimes burst upon the scene, only to quickly vanish. One should enjoy times of unexpected abundance, and not try to hold on to them or grow discouraged if the abundance wanes. Not everyone is meant for lasting success, but the periods of brilliance are gifts nonetheless. So this moment can be like a moment of lightning, captured in a bottle because it's recorded. But really though, I mean, what does any of this that I've spoken about in the past hour, what's it going to do aside from give you a moment of clarity in a field of darkness? Unless you're going to use those flashes of lightning to give you that momentary opportunity to gain some view on what your landscape is so you can better navigate, then it's just bullshit. I mean, it's just a pretty light show, isn't it? So those moments of thunder and lightning that you experience with me as I lose my resistance and hesitation to speak on things that I know about, maybe you should use those for more than just, the entertainment value, the ooh and the ah, and like, oh my God, what is she talking about? Maybe you should use that as a way to begin gathering the information you need so you can see your way out of that dark field. Okay. So that's today's crazy ass reading. Please do give this crazy ass video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my crazy ass channel, please do subscribe, turn on that crazy ass notification bell, and join me every single time I choose to be a crazy ass. So yeah, no, this is a shakeup. This is a shakeup. Not everyone has to wake up. It's just, not everyone has to wake up. But I will tell you this, I'll bet my life on this. This is how confident I am. We will reach critical mass. And our evolution as a species can no longer be stopped. It might be slowed down for a little bit, but there's too many of the new children that have been born. Too many. You can't stop it now. You just can't. And even if you silence me, I'm one drop in a huge motherfucking tsunami. I'm insignificant. You can't stop this. We are evolving as a species and it will not be stopped. It's supported by all of creation. So either learn how to swim or better yet, recognize you are a part of the tsunami and are not at risk of drowning. Own that shit. Own it and level everything in your path that keeps you from rising. That's the beautiful thing. When you're in the process of rising and you allow yourself to enter a state of gnosis, you realize everything that's put in your path is a step. And everything that's put in your path that you think is so much bigger than you, and how are you going to get over this? You're not going to get over it. You're going to step on that shit and use it to climb up. Recognize that. You're only stoppable if you believe yourself to be. The only limits that exist are the limits you believe in, the limits you subscribe to. And if you guys think this is all just words, there is no reason a 5-foot-something, tiny-ass girl like me should be able to leg press 500 pounds. None. Especially considering about 15 years ago, I was told by my doctors I needed a double total knee replacement, and that by the end of that year, I shouldn't be able to walk. 15 years later, I'm leg pressing 500 pounds because I don't believe in that bullshit. You don't tell me what I can and can't do. And when you tell me I can't do something, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to get real quiet and show you I will fucking do it just to spite you. So when they tell us we can't change this world, don't argue with them. Just change it. Join that tsunami and level the shit that's blocking our way as we rise. Simple. No need for arguing. No need for ego. No need to try and prove you're right. You know you're right. When it comes to you and your path, you know you're right. Own that knowing. Fully enter into that state of Gnosis. Allow yourself to be blessed by the Mother, by wisdom. The only thing that's stopping you from that is you. No one else. It's just you. So watch this video over a couple times. Write down the words and terms that I was sharing before this video gets taken down. And have fun. Have fun regaining your sovereignty. I promise you. If you look up these things on your own, you'll find the information that will fill you with fucking rage and help you to understand how enslaved every single last one of us actually are. And you'll be mad. You'll be real mad. And maybe it's that rage that will reignite your flame and make you be the change that you are. We're all change. So guys, enjoy. Have a beautiful, beautiful night. Bye.